Hello, I'm Lisa the Love Coach, and today I am talking about narcissistic people who do nice things for you just so that then when they do crappy things to you, they can guilt you into taking their shit. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you pick up what I'm putting down? Here's what goes on. This happened to a client. She was talking about her stepmother and stepsister, half-sister. And the dynamic is totally toxic. It's absolutely unhealthy. And basically what's going on is if you do not stand up to narcissistic family members, whether it's siblings or parents or whomever, they will continue to throw digs at you. They will continue to treat you with disrespect. And then they will do things that are nice. Like they'll be a little nice to you, just enough so that when they throw their digs or they accuse you of being too sensitive, when you finally do stand up for yourself, oh, you're sensitive, you're being dramatic. They start to, disparage you and discredit you for having feelings and to assert yourself. They don't like that. So here's what goes on. And I'm going to give you the tips about how to handle these people because they are just disasters. But more so, you got to get clear on what goes on with you if you're dealing with narcissistic people and you don't assert yourself. So I want to really get clear on that because nobody really talks about that. Nobody talks about arrested development and how there are plenty of people out there who still feel that when they are around their narcissistic parents or their narcissistic siblings, they go back in a time machine and they feel like they're 15 or 12 or 8 all over again. You could be 45 years old making $150,000 a year, but in the presence of these people, you are shrunk, you shrink, it's like they make you little. And they know exactly how to push your buttons so that you stay silent and small and therefore young and controlled by them, manipulated by them. So what goes on is, and I'll give you the example of my client. Her mom, stepmom, there has been through I'd say like the last decade, instances where she did nice things for my client. However, what codependents don't understand is that just because people do things that are nice for you doesn't mean that they are nice. I will repeat this. Just because people do nice things for you does not mean that they are nice. They can be doing those nice things for you for them. Look how great a person I am. I do this nice thing for my sister. Look at what a great person I am. I do this nice thing for my daughter. You see what it is? It's more about they need to almost use you and your dramatic situation to feel, and more said, present as the good one, the savior. So this is a tactic. It's so obvious. And then what ends up happening is when they cross you, when they overstep a boundary, when they come at you crooked and they're using disrespectful language or they're insulting you or shaming you, you feel as if you can't say anything. You make excuses. Oh, but that's just the way they are. But they were so nice to me when I went through my divorce. They were so nice to me. They stayed with me for 3 days when I had surgery. And they helped me. That was so nice. You know what? People can do nice things for you and be assholes at the same time. People can do nice things for you and still need to be put in place when they overstep a boundary. This is a conversation about boundaries. And so codependent people have very loose boundaries. They are not connected to themselves and therefore they don't understand what should they get pissed at? They don't know. They're like, should I really be mad at that? Or am I just being dramatic? They'll have this conversation in their head. So let's say there's a narcissistic sibling or parent, and they say something that rubs the codependent wrong, where you'll feel it. A codependent will like literally feel it like a stab in their gut, or a pain in their neck, or something physical. They'll feel it. Empathic people are like this, right? So you feel this thing, you're codependent, and then you start to immediately question the validity of your feelings. You question your own reality. You question your own feelings when you are codependent, because you're so used to stuffing your feelings down or not paying attention to them, because you were entrained from when you were little to just suck it up, don't speak what you feel, just go along with everybody else, don't be a pain in the ass, don't ask for what you need. You could be super thirsty. You're going to be like, hi, I'm thirsty, Mom, I'm thirsty. And they're going to be like, okay, wait a minute. And you're waiting an hour. Okay, just wait a minute. I told you we were going to leave soon. And they go on to do what it is that they were doing. And this could also be a thing where you're a little kid and you're out in public and you have to go to the bathroom. And you're 4 years old, 5 years old, and you're like, I have to go to the bathroom. And your parent is too narcissistic and self-absorbed and immature that they're so into what it is that they're doing that they're not realizing that this little kid is 4 years old. And when a 4-year-old says they have to go to the bathroom, it isn't in 10 minutes. It's like, boom, let's go, let's roll. And when they don't do that, that's how you have an accident. But when you're little, that teaches you that the people in charge, the grown-ups in charge, do not care for me enough to meet my needs. They need me to forsake my needs. I can't even bring it up. And when I do, they're not attended to. So you grow up through life with this programming that says, my feelings don't count, my needs don't count. When I say I need something, it's ignored, so why bother? And when I am rewarded, when I am loved and said that I am good, it's when I don't complain and go along with everybody else. So this is in training people for codependency. If you are a parent and you are watching this, do not do this to your kids. Do not. You're going to end up raising people who will have issues when they're older in life. Granted, they chose you as their parent, so they have a journey to learn. But the thing is, when you're aware of these things, you can shift them. And so if you are an adult and you are like, oh my God, she's just describing my entire childhood, you know, people saying, you know, be quiet, don't make a lot of noise, or don't do this, don't do that. Just kind of like making you feel like you're a pain in the ass for asking for a basic need to be met, right? If that was you, odds are you are searching outside of yourself for love, validation, security, care, concern. You want to be rescued. You're going to achieve, you're going to do your thing, right? You're going to do stuff in life. But in the back of your head, you have this little kid version of you, like running the show, wanting to be protected and very acquiescent. Very, it's okay. You know, do you want to have chicken or fish? I don't care, whatever you pick. It's almost like you have to start training yourself to have not necessarily an opinion, because you could be codependent and very opinionated, but a claim, to make a claim, to declare, decide what you want, what you're going to do, what's a boundary, what's allowed, what is not allowed. And when you start to do that work and you start to have the platform, the position where you can think and be with yourself and your own feelings, magic happens in your life. This is exactly what happened to me when I was going through my divorce and subsequent healing after divorce. Was I had to dig deep and really understand who was running the show in my life. Was it me, Or was it a wounded version of me who acquiesced, like, yeah, you want to live 12 houses away from your mom? Sure, no problem. And making sense of everybody else's needs, even though that might not work right, that there might be something you don't even know. Like, someone might say something to you and you're literally questioning, should I be upset at this? Should I be upset at this? You don't have a gauge within yourself. This is what happens when you're codependent. You are so disconnected from yourself. You're like, and then when you finally do express yourself, it's super dramatic, like you're ready to go. It's a fight. It's, instead of just being assertive and confident and calling somebody aside and saying, listen, this thing that happened, this thing you said, it hit me wrong. My perspective of it, when you said this, here's how my perspective of it went down. And I need for you to hear this. Right? So it's self-advocacy. And codependents struggle with self-advocacy. So this is why narcissistic people prey upon the weak. They can sniff you out, spot you out, and they'll come at you knowing that the more they take, the more you're going to give, and the more they will ask. So I wanted to come on. This client is a total ray of light. She's like this little shiny gem, and she has been, kind of hiding out in like a pile of dysfunctional crap of her family. So here she is, this little gem in a pile of crap, and all she needs to do is get the hose away the crap, the dysfunctional people, the toxic people, and she's going to sparkle and she's going to shine. And that's what I encourage anyone watching this who's dealing with a narcissistic parent, a narcissistic in-law, a narcissistic teenager, anybody who's looking for their grandiosity, they're looking to like use you to make themselves seem great, or use you as the punchline of a joke even. Terrible, just so mean. And this client of mine, when she said to me that she would be at the table with her stepmom and half-sister and knew that they were privately like texting each other and snickering back and forth and like doing things together and not inviting her, like it was very hurtful. And so the codependent has to get to a place where they are not connected to the outcomes of other people, to the behaviors of other people. Codependent people end up becoming control freaks about other people because they want to manage the chaos and the toxicity in their life because they don't know how to walk away from it. Jennifer DePace says, yes, that's me. My son is living with me this last year until I got him out. Abusive and narcissistic. Okay, so see, there you go. So it's an important thing that, Jennifer, that you drew the boundary and you were like, my house, my rules, you got to get out, period. And you stuck to that and you said, I see what you're doing and it's not allowed. I see exactly what it is that you're doing. You're saying this, you're doing this, you're behaving this way, and I'm not having it. Typically, codependents will try to make the narcissist change their behavior. They think they can actually inspire these lunatics to change. They cannot. Best to walk away from the situation. And in Jennifer's case, look, it might not be a thing where you're like never speaking to your son again, obviously, but your relationship has got to change with him. Yes, ma'am, exactly. I put my foot down. Good girl. That's it. And you'll notice that when you put your foot down with a narcissist, they will change how they come at you, knowing that it's not permitted. They'll try still, but they'll know that they can't get away with it. And they'll move on to another prey. Another prey. They are predatory. So maybe in your case, Jennifer, I don't know your family dynamic, but perhaps he'll move on to pulling his shenanigans and bullshit with a roommate or a sibling that he crashes with now and lives with now. They're like water. You can't stop water. That's narcissists. They'll just slither around and do their same bullshit with somebody else. So the only way that you can preserve and protect yourself truly is by advocating for yourself. If you have to sit down and write in a journal, how did I feel about this thing that happened? How did I feel about it? And just be with yourself. Let it bubble up to the surface. It made me mad. It made me feel cast aside, ignored, whatever the thing is. Then ask yourself, what should I do about this? And a codependent will be like, forget it, don't worry. That is silencing yourself. Anne says, mine has a new supply, poor girl. So blessed that he's out of my life. Yeah, so Anne, I don't know if you're co-parenting with the narcissist, but if you are, then obviously you're going to know things about his life still because you're connected through children. But if you're in a narcissistic codependent dynamic and it's toxic and you end it with the narcissist and you don't have kids together, you need to go 100% no contact. You need to block them on all social media. You need to remove them from your phone, and you need to nurture yourself. These connections, these loose ties through social media, keeping tabs on what he's doing, that's fine if you have kids together, like I said. But I will tell you this. A lot of my clients who are codependents, who are co-parenting with a narcissistic spouse, they have a policy where they don't have each other on social media. They are only exclusively connecting through email or phone. And I implore you and empower you to really get clear on how communication is to happen when you're dealing with these people. Because if you, like I said, if you're in a situation where you cannot go no contact and you have to interact with this lunatic, because that's what they are. These people are crazy. Narcissistic people, out of their minds. You have to interact with them. You need to be the one in charge of how the communication goes down. Is it text? Is it phone call? Is it email? Sort that out. Do not be with these people on social media. It is not necessary. And Anne said, thank God, and yes, he's blocked everywhere. Good girl. So I would imagine, Anne, that now you're out of it and you're looking to your next thing in your life, whether it's meeting somebody new and being in a relationship again. So this is always the challenge that comes when you're dealing with a narcissistic person. Oftentimes, when you're done with them, it is normal to fear new people. Are they going to come at me that way? You think everybody's a narcissist. You're like on high alert. You're like, is he love bombing me? Is he love bombing me? He gave me 2 compliments in a row. He ordered me flowers. He sent me flowers. Oh my God, that's love bombing, right? Meanwhile, the guy is a good guy. He's nice. He's just being a nice guy. But because you're on such hyper alert, it ends up being a thing where you don't really trust yourself. So the work that I do with people who have gone through this is helping them connect to themselves where they are now, outside of it, no more narcissist, but they still have energetic connection to these people. And they doubt themselves. They're wondering, oh my God, what if I go out and I meet another narcissist? And how can I tell the difference between, is he a narcissist or is he just a nice guy? So it's very important for anybody who's dealing with these people romantically, that when it ends, you go inward and you really do that healing so that you can understand what attracted you and the narc to you. What attracted you both, right? What is it in you that attracted them? Typically, they're highly predatory. So, and again, if we're looking at this from a romantic aspect, that's one thing. If we're looking at it from a family situation, a family dynamic, they are going to know exactly who in the family will tolerate their shit. And anyone who stands up to them, shit list. They will disparage you. They will call you bitch. They will call you asshole. They will call you every name. They will throw you under the bus. Meanwhile, you're the one who had the wrongdoing done to them. You're like, wait a second. Not to say like you're the victim. You were the one who had the shade thrown your way. Then when you assert yourself, they throw you under the bus. They accuse you of being bitchy and whatever. And you're like, listen, bro, I just asserted myself because I see what you're doing and I'm not having it. So if you want to play that shit with cousin over here or sister over there, have at it, honey, because it's not flying with me. And that's how you have to have your frame. You literally have to be 100% self-loving badass against these people because they will try to overstep every single time. And says, yeah, see, I'm the crazy one. See, that's what they do. They make you out to be crazy and you're like, no, I'm not crazy. The number one way to come at these people is to call them on their bullshit, but do it in the following formulaic way. Rewatch this video if you need to. It's this. I see what you're doing and I'm not having it. So go somewhere else. And they will. They really will. So let's say there are 4 siblings. One of them is a narcissist. And they know out of the 4 siblings, who's the weakest one. They're going to come at that weak one until the weak one says, hey, asshole, I see what you're doing and I'm not having it. So go away. Go pick on somebody else. Go figure it out. But it's not coming to me. So stop. You come at them like that, I'm telling you, they will literally like a little squirrel running away. They'll scurry away. But until you do that, they will keep shoveling shit in your direction. And they will make you believe that you can have a relationship with them. I have another client, her mother, straight up narcissist. Her ex-husband, straight up narcissist. So the mother is always trying to angle in the hoovering technique to get her to potentially wish that she had a relationship. Oh, I wish our relationship can be better. I wish we can someday have a relationship. Meanwhile, the daughter is like, I try having a relationship with you every time you say you want one, and it takes all but 35 minutes before you're doing another or saying another critical, disparaging, shameful, toxic, awful crap. So I'm not dealing with you anymore. No. A toad does not dye a lion. The narcissist is not dying an altruistic, empathetic person. They don't feel empathy. They don't see it. They're out for their own. So I hope that this helped you. I specialize in narcissistic codependent dynamic, narcissistic abuse recovery. And so if you are dealing with toxic relationships and you want out or you want to advocate for yourself, you want to have a conversation finally where you can get all your messages down so that you don't walk away saying, I wish I said this. Why do I never say the things that I want to say? I'm the, and you beat yourself up. Honey, let's do a call. Let's get in a 90-minute, 90. All my narcissistic abuse people, they get the 90-minute session. I'm running a discount on it now, so hit me up and mention this video. If you saw this video on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, definitely say to me, Lisa, narcissistic abuse video, 90-minute one-on-one session. That's the one I want. And I will honor the discounted price. So hit me up. You can reach me at lovequestcoachingcom. If you're seeing me on Facebook, you can hit me with a DM. I'm accessible. You just Google search Lisa Concepcion. I am here for you. Narcissistic abuse is like epic level fuckery. It like gets in your head and in your soul on such a level that you can lose decades of your life if you do not nip this in the bud or handle it and finish it and get this toxicity out of your life. I love you guys so much. I want you to be well and thriving in your heart and mind and soul and everything good, because that's when good things come your way, right? When you're feeling good, you manifest good. And I want nothing more for everybody than to manifest some amazing stuff in their life. So start by working with your soul. Start by healing those things that happened way back when, having these meaningful conversations with people who you need to speak your truth to. And if they don't like it, honey, too bad. You have to advocate for yourself. I'm here to help you. lovequestcoachingcom. Lisa Concepcion, certified professional life coach and founder of lovequestcoachingcom. I'm hopeful to get in touch with you. Good night and God bless. Bye.